Introducing the Open Palm Podcast with host Jerome Shaw, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. The Open Palm Podcast is a positive, uplifting, motivational, and inspirational podcast. The host brings his insight and philosophy, and you can't help but gravitate towards his smile, his words, and his wisdom. Again, the podcast he hosts is titled The Open Palm Podcast. It's about inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas and topics. He'll also help you become more aware and in harmony with your own life, giving you a better understanding of your place in the world and using your skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. You can find the show today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. You can also connect with the host on Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's JROMESHAW on Instagram. Jerome Shaw with the Open Palm Podcast. Motivation, meditation, mentality. Go listen, download, and subscribe today.
A master of the tea ceremony in old Japan once accidentally slighted a soldier. He quickly apologized, but the rather impetuous soldier demanded that the matter be settled in a sword duel. The tea master, who had no experience with swords, asked the advice of a fellow Zen master who did possess such skill. As he was served by his friend, the Zen swordsman could not help but notice how the tea master performed his art with perfect concentration and tranquility. "Tomorrow," the Zen master said, "when you duel the soldier, hold your weapon above your head as if ready to strike, and face him with the same concentration and tranquility with which you perform the tea ceremony." The next day, at the appointed time and place for the duel, the tea master followed this advice. The soldier, readying himself to strike, stared for a long time into the fully attentive but calm face of the tea master. Finally, the soldier lowered his sword, apologized for his arrogance, and left without a blow being struck. What does this tell you, my friend? What do you gather from this story? The story of a tea master who had no experience with swords. It could be said that the soldier was not willing to call him on his own bluff by seeing the concentration and tranquility of the sword master, or the supposed sword master. He gathered that this man must have great skill, for who else could have been that concentrated and that composed but someone who could back it up? Perception is reality. It is not what we look at that matters. It is what we see. It is what we perceive to be true that becomes true in our own minds. Perhaps the soldier lowered his sword and apologized because he felt that he was about to be in a duel with the wrong one, feeling as though he was about to have his life come to an abrupt end from someone who he had challenged wrongfully. May this be a lesson to you, letting you know that often appearances may be deceiving, but to also let you know that if you remain composed and confident in what you are doing, you may find that you overcome obstacles, even if you had no previous experience. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, the Open Palm Podcast here in San Antonio, Texas. I pray you received an encouraging message, letting you know that sometimes you can fake it till you make it, just like this tea master imitated his fellow Zen swordsman. He was able to overcome and even avoid entirely a battle with a soldier who would never know the threat that he was facing. Fear, as it were, can stop a man faster than a speeding bullet. Share this episode with a like-minded individual, learning and growing, becoming their greatest version, just like you. Pay it forward so more can hear the message. And if this is your very first time receiving this podcast, why not subscribe for more inspirational messages like this? And if you feel compelled to support, consider opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw. Clicking that support link there is much appreciated. Big shout out and thank you to all the wonderful supporters who continue to donate to the podcast, making it possible for episodes like this. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and as always, take care. Hey there, my friend. So, you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.